Laker Nation, what up? It's Chris, man. I dropped my first video last night. It was cool. I got a little feedback on it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. Those of y'all who liked and subscribed and all that. I appreciate that. I watched the video. I just wanted to come back through and drop another one real quick just to clear some things up. I felt like I made a mistake. I kind of I kind of went kind of hard. I went kind of hard on Jordan. And well, first thing I want to clear up is, yes, I do have on the Atlanta Hawks hat. No, I am not an Atlanta Hawks fan. I am an LA Laker fan. Okay, it's tatted on my arm. Okay, if you notice, that's the Laker emblem, just with my name spelled out. All right, so just know that I'm LA till my last day. I'm a Laker till the day I meet my maker. All right, so don't question that. Uh, Anyway, I just wanted to clear up, some things I said about Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, and D'Angelo Russell. Uh, it's not so much as what I said about Jordan and Julius is more of what I didn't say about D'Angelo. I didn't really criticize his game. I just gave him a lot of praise. I don't know. I guess I got caught up in just glossing over his game because I love his game, and I love what what he could potentially be for us going forward with Luke Walton. So I just got caught up in a moment, but he's not a perfect player. He's got his work to be done. You know, he knows it. We know it. Um, my number one thing for him is it's not so much his skill set. I mean, of course he can sharpen sharpen those skills, but his biggest thing is from a physical standpoint. I mean, his body. He's got to work on his body. He doesn't have that grown man body yet, that grown man strength like Julius Randle. Julius Randle's 21, but I mean he's already built like a man, and he's already got the physicality working in his favor. Uh, and D'Angelo said it himself. Him being a 6'5" point guard, he feels like he should be more of a bully. I think he said that in his exit interview or something like that. So I mean, he knows what he has to do, and I know he's putting in that work. So for me, that's the biggest thing I want to see. I want to see how much his body is going to change, and it's not gonna happen over the summer. I mean, this is a process going forward. I mean, you don't develop into a man over one summer. It's gonna take him some time, but I just want to see a little progression. Um, Going forward because he's gonna need that because defensively, that's his main weakness. I'm not gonna say he plays soft. It's just that he wasn't physical enough to bang with the likes of Westbrook, which not many people are. Um, he's just got to get stronger, man, so he can bang with those guys. Um, but I feel like his IQ on the defensive end, especially him being like a team defender, understanding team defense. I think he understands that. He grabs the concepts of that. So that's important too. But that's it for me, man. I'm real big on D'Angelo. I think he's gonna be that guy for us. I mentioned in my last video, I felt like he can be, he could be that closer because I believe he has that clutch gene. If you go back and watch the game, the big 39-point game he had against the Nets, ice in my veins, all that. I mean, he showed some superstar potential in that game. Uh, Not only that, he showed his clutch gene. He showed earlier earlier on. He showed it against the T Wolves. He had some big shots late in that game. We lost the game, but I mean he kind of showed what he could do late in games. We all saw the game against the Kings where we probably would have won if he wouldn't went down with the ankle injury. He was balling out that game. I just got just watching him from ever since he was a sophomore in high school. He's always had that, like late in games. He's unbothered. He's unbothered by that moment. It's like he lives for that. So, that and that that match with the swag that he brings to the court, which we'll see more of once he starts to play more loose and get more comfortable. We'll see more of that. And I mean, he has a lot more than what we saw. A lot more creativity, a lot more flair. We're going to see the real D'Angelo. So this is going to be, we can really judge him, going forward after this year. We can't really judge him too much based on off what we saw this past season, because he had some restrictions. I'll just put it that way. But but he's not a perfect player. I mean, people talk about the maturity. He's got to get more mature. I don't know if it's more of a off the court thing, or because on the court I don't really see an immature guy. I don't really see that, but I'm not around him. Off the court. I mean he'll grow out of that though. He's a young kid. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to clear that up about D'Angelo. Uh, and a lot of people talk about his athleticism. He can't be a elite point guard in the league because he's not this explosive athlete. He's not going to give you all these highlight dunks, and he doesn't jump out of the gym. He's not as fast. He don't get up and down like Russell Westbrook. But let me ask you this question: Who is as athletic as Russell Westbrook? I mean, other than maybe Derrick Rose or John Wall, but all three of those guys are unique talents that we never saw in the NBA from an athletic standpoint. So um, people say, "Oh, he's not the shooter that Steph is." Who the hell is? You know what I mean? But I think we can't hang our hat on the fact that he's not explosive. We can't use that as an excuse or a reason to why he can't be an elite point guard or a potential superstar. Because one of our very own, Magic Johnson, one of the all-time greatest point guard of all time, in my opinion, uh, he wasn't super athletic. He wasn't this explosive athlete. That's not who he was. His game was predicated on his IQ, his creativity, his size, and I think D'Angelo has all three of those things working in his favor. Mind you, those are three things that you cannot teach. You can't teach size. You can't his feel for the game. You can't teach it, man. It's those little intangible things that makes up for the lack of athleticism. And a player like Russell Westbrook, or even if you see Derrick Rose, when that athleticism, it starts to diminish a little bit. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't rely on your bounce. You can't rely on your quickness. You gotta rely on that skill set. And if you don't develop that, you're gonna be in trouble when that athleticism diminishes. So I'm kind of happy at the fact that at such a young age he already has that working in his favor. Those things that you can't teach. So that's what's special about him to me. And not only that, his court vision is amazing. It's amazing. I mean, some of y'all say y'all didn't see it this year. I mean, I understand. I mean, he only averaged 3 assists, but there's reasons behind that. If you actually watch games, you would see that the offense it wasn't working in his favor. You could have put Chris Paul in that offense, and he wasn't going to average 10 assists in that offense. Um, you can make. I'm not going to sit here and we know the reasons why, but I suggest if you never watched D'Angelo Russell play, before he got to the Lakers, go check out a video if you haven't seen it. It's called D'Angelo Russell Court Vision. It's when he was at Ohio State. It kind of breaks down um, a lot of his passing highlights and shows what he can do, as a passer. And it's an eye-popping video, man. He can dish the ball. I mean, with flair, no look passes, passes on the money, passing guys open. Um, seeing plays a frame ahead if you really understand the game. Uh, you cannot teach those things, man. That's a very unique talent to have, and he has it. But we'll see it when Luke implements his system, and we get the ball flowing. I mean, we're gonna see it this year, so I can't wait. But yeah, check that video out, man. D'Angelo Russell Court Vision. Court vision is one of those things. Like if you have it in college, if you have it in high school, it's not going. That's something that translates to the NBA. It doesn't just go away. Oh, you're at the NBA now. You can't. Your court vision is you can't pass the ball like you used to in college because this is the NBA. That's not the case. Passing translates to the NBA as well as shooting, rebounding, which he did that really well at Ohio State. I mean, his numbers was. He averaged 19 points, 5.7 rebounds, almost 6 rebounds for a point guard. That's amazing. And especially for one that's not even that people say is not athletic. He's out there grabbing almost 6 rebounds. That means he has a nose for the ball. Uh, can't teach it. Um, 5 assists. He averaged 19, 5 and 5. I mean, only three freshmen ever. Yeah, three freshmen ever have ever done that. So that's saying something. So let's not hang our hat on the fact that he's not explosive. I mean, he has other things working in his favor that trumps that lack of explosiveness. But I'm not. Me personally, I don't feel like he's not athletic. I don't think he's. I'm not gonna say he's slow. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have bounce. I think he's athletic enough, but he's just not. He's not gonna wow you. He's not gonna. He's not gonna wow you with highlight dunks and being super athletic. I mean, that's just not who he is. I appreciate. I enjoy watching players like that doesn't have to rely on their athleticism. Like I used to love watching Paul Pierce play. He's slow as hell, but he can just flat out ball. Like I always say, if you can hoop, you can hoop. It doesn't matter. And D'Angelo Russell was a baller. He can hoop, point blank. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what you know how he progresses going into next season. Uh, because when I first watched him as a sophomore at Montverde, I mean, he was trash. I mean, he wasn't trash compared to the other players that played at these private schools and stuff like that. I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was on those guys' level when I first saw him. I mean, he had a nice shooting touch. I didn't really see all the court vision and the creativity that he's putting on display now. But his junior year and senior year, I mean, I watched him grow by leaps and bounds every year. He was adding more and more to his game. So, I mean, I was blown away by that, and I kept watching. So I became a fan, and I think him showing that growth every year means that he has the work ethic. He's putting the work in because you don't just get that much better, just because you're a year older. No, you have to put work in. So, I like the fact that he has a good work ethic. But I just wanted to clear that up. I didn't want people to to think that I'm biased or I'm a Jordan Clarkson hater or I'm a D'Angelo Russell dick rider, and that's not the case at all. I like to keep it real. I just when I was talking about D'Angelo, I was just glossing over his game because I love his game and I think he's gonna be a special player. So I just got caught up in that. That's all. But I mean, he's not a perfect player either, and he has his flaws, and he knows what he has to work on. So I just had to clear that up, man. And a lot of people feel like I was hard on Jordan, and I admit that I am kind of hard on Jordan. Reason being is he's a lot older than D'Angelo Russell. His window for growth is smaller. Uh, he's almost 4 years older than D'Angelo, and people say, "Oh, well, he's better. He's better than D'Angelo." He should be. A 23, 24-year-old should be better than a 19-year-old, don't you think? Especially one that went to college for 3 or 4 years. I put it like this: let's put Jordan Clarkson on the Laker roster when he was 19 years old. Do you think he would have had a better rookie season, or you think he would have looked better as a rookie than D'Angelo at 19 years old? I highly doubt that because there's a reason. There's a reason why Jordan Clarkson was a second round pick after 4 years of college. It's a reason why D'Angelo Russell was a number two overall pick after his freshman year. There's a reason for that, people. Okay, so let's just sit back and just watch how they grow together because at the end of the day, they're teammates. Let's stop comparing the two. Let's stop, just stop with the hate, man. Like I want to see him, Randall, uh, and Clarkson. I want to see all of them grow, because if they're winning, we winning. And that's what I want to see. I'm a Laker fan before I'm a D'Angelo Russell fan, before I'm a Jordan Clarkson fan, before I'm a Julius Randle fan, before I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. I'm a Laker fan first. So that's my common interest. I want to see the Lakers get back to that level, and I feel like we have the pieces in place to get there. I feel like we headed in the right direction. We're bringing in Luke Walton, but unless we can bring in a KD or and somehow trade and get a DeMarcus Cousins. We don't need to be talking championship contention this coming season. We shouldn't set the bar too high for these young guys because they're still young and they're still growing. But I think we are going to see a lot of progression this year. I don't think we're going to be in a lottery again. So that's a good thing for us. But yeah, man, I just wanted to clear that up about D'Angelo. Um, and Julius Randle. I want to say something about him for a second. I've been studying him, trying to figure out like who can I compare this dude to because his game is very unique. I can't really put him in a box and compare him to one guy. But I kind of dug deep and I looked back. I took it back, man. And the one player I think he has the potential to become or be similar to is a bigger version of Charles Barkley. Some of y'all might be too young to remember Charles, but Charles is a beast, man. And if you go watch some Barkley highlights, you'll see what I'm talking about. Mainly his attitude, man. He's a bully. He got that dog in him, and I think Julius has that in him too. Uh, and then that ability to dominate the glass and being able to get a rebound and go coast to coast and finish at the rim and can pass the ball a little bit. Of course, Julius got to work on that shot. But I think the potential is there, man. If he can become, that type of player, a Charles Barkley type, a bigger Charles Barkley, I mean, I think that'll be a win for us. That'll be a win. Um, so yeah, man, that's it, man. I think we got a nice young core. I think it's looking up. So that's it for today. Y'all can like, comment, subscribe, dislike, hate. Do whatever you gotta do. But I'm gonna keep doing me. All right. Y'all have a good day. Stay tuned.